my God.
So good na siya.
Actually, can you eat it for me?
Okay lang, inaman ka.
Hoy!
Dapat ay other...
Hi, my name is Erickson. I'm a legal intake specialist.
And I am Jessnie, a booking consultant of SVC.
And today we will talk about how we're different in many ways,
But
equally proud.
So my first question is, how do you identify or express yourself?
Well, I'm actually a gay man. I dress this way. I bring myself this way, I express myself this way like a man. But yeah, my preference is with the same gender as I am. How about you?
I'm actually a transgender woman by heart. I try to live in a way that feels being honest and comfortable, and that shows the world exactly who I am without
Right.
needing to explain it too much.
Exactly.
And yeah, how did you come to embrace your identity then?
I grew up in the province. Just like most of the people like me, I grew up in a conservative community where people do ruthlessly stigmatize people in the community that we are in, that we are part of. At first, it was so hard for me to accept who I am because it was instilled in my mind that I do not belong if I am like this. The change of environment became the biggest factor of me accepting who I am now. Because the moment I transferred to an environment that is open, that is more accepting of people like us, of people like me, that's how I accepted myself. How about you?
Well, it was a process, Eric. I was in an environment wherein being different was never seen as wrong, but still I had to go through with my own journey, figuring out who I am and learning to accept that fully. But over time, with the help of my family, friends, and the people who saw me for me, I just started feeling more confident and proud of who I am. It felt right.
It's so good.
So guys, I'll go please.
Oh my God.
What misconceptions do people often have about you?
People often think about being transgender is about appearance,
That's a
right?
good point. Yeah.
Or it's a face. But really, it's all about who I've always been inside. Because
Right.
people were actually arguing, it is a trend, but it's not a trend actually.
You express yourself so differently from me, right? Do you ever feel like people treat you a certain way just because of how you present yourself?
Yes, I do think people treat me differently based on how I dress or based on how I present myself. But I've always learned to focus on being true to who I am, no matter
Right.
how others might react. But how about you? Do you think people ever assume you're straight just because you don't look queer enough?
The thing is, I've gotten quite the remark that, oh, he looks straight, but just don't let him talk. Just don't let him move in a certain way because then it would be gay. At first, it actually affected me because as a people pleaser, I tried so hard not to fail everyone's expectation of who I am, but understanding that type of person that I am is as good as what they think or what they expected me to be. Even better. And I like me better right now. When you're in drag or dressed more boldly and beautifully, what kinds of reactions do you usually get from others?
When I dress more boldly, I get a lot of positive reactions, like people complimenting my outfits,
Right.
saying I look stunning, or that I
Right.
have a great sense of fashion. It makes me feel more confident and proud of myself and how I express myself. Being appreciated by the people, especially when you feel amazing in it.
Super hungry siya.
So good na siya.
Actually,
More milk if you need.
have you ever felt like you needed to do more or express more just to fit in, even within the LGBTQ plus community?
There are times I do feel the pressure of like trying to be what it is stereotypically that people think of a gay person. Because by then it would be more comfortable for them to see me rather than me right now trying to confuse them of who I am. But I don't think that's fair for me. I live for me, not for them. It doesn't matter how confused they are of however I act and whatever I do, however I dress myself. Everyone should be seen however they want to be seen. The community is rainbow. It's a spectrum. The colors are infinite. There is infinite way of expressing yourself, showing how like who you are to the world. I don't wanna overshadow the other shades.
Yeah.
If we're talking about the color, I don't wanna overshadow other shades. I don't wanna step into other people's feet. I totally understand as well if there are people like me and felt the need to be displayed or to be like represented more. I want everyone to shine.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that's the the real essence of this Pride Month.
Actually,
right? Do you
yeah.
agree?
We will not end the video sa charot. Nakuha dyan na.
Ano
Luwi kayo.
challenge ko honey. Can you edit for me?
Do you ever feel like one of us gets judged more or less just based on how we dress or show up in public?
Those who don't fit typical norms may face more judgment.
It's the time to celebrate different types of expression. We're not made in one single mold. Maybe in our body, like physicality. However, we have different hearts.
True.
We love differently. We show ourselves differently.
So do you ever feel like you have to come out all the time, or is it different for you since you're not as visibly expressive?
I didn't have the coming out of closet story. When I was a kid, I always believed that it doesn't matter how people see me. What matters more and most is how I see myself. Now, the moment I realized and I accepted who I am, what happened was I just told my mother. I just told my mother that I have this person, I'm talking to this person, I am feeling in love with this person. It's not like asking her if that's okay, but it was me informing her that that's how I love. And with that, I don't really feel a need of coming out. To be in that specific situation was not
Easy.
a piece of cake.
Yes.
But yeah, I hope that people like me wouldn't also feel the need to come out. But if they do, I hope they will find the courage to do so.
So when it comes to our work, do you feel like the way we present ourselves affects how coworkers see us?
It will reflect how true and genuine you are as a person in the way you dress, as to what vibe you are actually giving that makes the environment, the workplace, so much livelier.
That's true. I believe it's important to stay true to who we are when we dress beautifully, confidently. It often leads to more respect and appreciation. So people tend to recognize and value genuine self-expression, and that somehow can create positive and accepting work environment. There actually been times I felt the need to tone things down a bit. Yep. Just to avoid misunderstandings or unnecessary attention. But over the time, I've learned that being authentic is the key. I try to find a balance between being mindful of the environment while still staying true to who I am.
Especially here in SVC, we are welcoming. We're very welcoming. As long as you're not stepping on someone else's feet, you can definitely like express how you want to be.
Exactly.
In the workplace I am, and the energy it's more fun. Those people who crack jokes a lot, and you know, people in our community are
Yeah, we're very
entertainers.
loud entertainers.
Kailangan naman ganun.
Hoy!
Dapat ay other plate. Ganahan ba? Ganahan ba mo?
I think na tayo winner.
I think pamahaw.
If you could tell people one thing, it sounds like, you know, a pageant question
Actually.
here. If you could tell people one thing about embracing our differences, what would it be?
First, you need to eat. Sure. Just kidding. Thank you so much for that wonderful question. All I could say is to be able to embrace the colors of the world outside. We should embrace the colors of our own heart. We are individuals. We have our own individualities, right? Like we are a different shade of something. That's how beautiful our community is. No matter how similar you show, how similar two people show or express themselves, they're still different. And that's what makes everyone unique.
Sometimes, you know, those who are more visibly different may face more challenges, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Like discrimination or judgment. But at the same time, those challenges, it can really create unique opportunities to educate others, and it might spark change, right? The more we show up authentically, the more we inspire others to do the same.
We are still far from the world we envision ourselves to be part of. It's still a far journey, but we've come so far.
That's true. I definitely agree. So thank you so much for having this kind of conversation. And of course, thank you to
our
viewers as well.
Thank you for watching.
And don't forget to like, share, and follow our social media at the description box. So happy Pride Month! Ha ha.